Willie D Live.
What's up, family? I just heard one of the greatest mic drops ever by Cam Newton. Cam was interviewing Keri Hilson when Keri started talking about how many athletes are emotionally bankrupt. And she attributed it to athletes having things their way, having it easy, because no one wants to get in the way of them making it. They get the girls easy. Everything comes easy to them. The teachers look after them, the pastors look after them, everybody cater to them. And she said they placate them. So oftentimes their development, their emotional, mental development is stunted. And Cam was like how? And she said, like being honest, expressing yourself. And then Cam dropped it. He dropped the mic. He said, I will agree with that. He said, I'll agree. Because you don't learn how to love because anybody will love you. Did you hear that? Did you hear that? You don't learn how to love because anybody will love you. Which means is that you ain't got to work on being a good person because anybody will love you. They love what you do. They don't necessarily love you. They love what you do. And that's where a lot of people get it mixed up at. A lot of people in music get it mixed up like that. They start believing their own press clippings and they let it go to their heads and they start thinking they're everything, God's gift to everything. And then invariably something happens that gets them off their square. Perhaps the record label goes through reconstruction. Maybe they're in a group, things don't work out. Maybe it's a situation where they didn't get the right producers in the studio this time around, or they tried to produce things themselves, or they allowed somebody else to take charge. They didn't have the same team around. Maybe they switched labels. But all of these type of things, maybe they had some type of experience, personal experience that got them off their game. And, they just went down and things got really bad. And now they're tripping because people used to just bow down. People used to get out the way. People just used to accommodate them. And now it appears that nobody cares. It's the same thing for an injured athlete who may have had the whole world in the palm of his hands. The moment he get messed up, I'm not talking about a franchise player. I'm talking about that guy who's still trying to get to the franchise money. And next thing you know, he can't come back. The NFL moves on. The NBA moves on. And it messes them all up. So I felt that. I 100% felt that. But one thing about me, man, when it came to all of this entertainment stuff, I knew it wasn't me. I knew it was what I did, not who I was. At least from the outside, for people who didn't get a chance to really get to know me, the person. I never tripped on the fame because I understood that what goes up must come down. I understood that everybody loves a star when he's on top, but nobody ever comes around when he starts to drop. I understood that. So when things got bad and people wasn't running up asking for autographs and pictures, I didn't trip. I didn't start drinking or smoking or shooting up. I just kept moving forward because I know me, my bounce back is cold-blooded. So I already know if ever I fall down, I know I'm going to get back up until the day that I ain't got no more. When I ain't got no more oxygen, then yeah, okay, you got that. But as long as I'm breathing, I got action. So I'm going to always bounce back if I fall down. I'm going to always get up. They don't know that because they don't know me. They don't know the person. But people that's really, really close to me, they know. They know. But I never let that type of stuff go to my head because I seen too many examples of people who did let it go to their head. And they ended up in some bad situations. And so when things got bad, I didn't trip. When things got really good, I didn't trip. When things got good, I also didn't try to take a dump on people and start acting funny because they was acting funny before. Now, if it's on a personal level, somebody who I thought was 100 and they started acting funny, that's different. But in general, I never switched up on the people because I know that the people just want to be around a winner. I already know how the people gonna do. The people feel like if you was a winner, you used to be winning, and now from what they see, it look like you ain't winning. They ain't trying to be around you. They ain't trying to kick it, none of that. And that's cool. You know what I'm saying? That's why it's important to have true friends. That's why it's important to, be close to your family. Because those people, in most cases, are going to keep it a buck with you. Everybody else, you're taking a big chance. There are some people who are going to ride with you till the wheels fall off. But that percentage of people is small, very, very small. When you see 50,000 people at a concert for an artist and they're screaming and going crazy, those are fair weather fans. And here's why I say fair weather. Because the moment you put out a record and it don't hit, they're not buying that record and they're going to talk bad about you. The moment those record sales fall, the moment you get into any kind of trouble, those ticket sales are going to go from 50,000 people to 5,000 people. And out of that 5,000, you might have really 500 really hardcore, real fans that's going to go all the way with you. The rest of them are going to be fair weather. That's most of the time when you go to a party, let's say it's a club and something going on. People want to go to the hot spot, whatever the hot spot is. You ever went to a hot spot? You ever went somewhere and you know that's going to be the hot spot? You get there and you find out somebody performing. You just going there to get a hot spot here. You didn't even know that person was going to be there. You just ended up there. Or you go to a hot spot because everybody's making a big fuss over this particular artist. And so you trying to go, they asked you to go or something. So you want to go to see what the fuss is about. Or there's an artist that you really don't cut for, but you know a lot of other people cut for them and they're going to be there. So you want to be around that crowd that person draws. Maybe it's a girl or maybe it's a dude that you want to kick it with or whatever. So you go for that reason. Yeah, man. So I don't get caught up in all of that kind of stuff, fam. I don't get caught up in it at all because I know the Lord give it and he take it away. And there's many variations of that piece, but I think you're picking up what I'm putting down. No more talk.